All right, welcome back, dear viewers. You're still tuned to Kaftan Television, and we're taking the newspapers. We just read through a number of newspaper headlines, and I have my guest with me right now, Mr. Chukwunalu AK. I welcome you.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have you. Good to have you. And we do hope that in the next few minutes, in conjunction with your calls, with your own weighing in, we will be able to do an analysis of the trending news items. One of them that is quite popular among all the newspapers has to do with the passport, Nigerian passport fees hike by the federal government. Yesterday, news filtered in, and now it's everywhere, that the Nigerian government had increased the passport fee from, double, 100% increase. For example, for the 32-page Nigerian passport, which is valid for 5 years, the old fee was 50,000 naira, but it's now been changed to 100,000 naira. The 64-page Nigerian passport, which is valid for 10 years, that used to cost 100,000, will now cost 200,000. All this effective 1st September, that is Monday. And so a lot of people have been talking about this, but again, it's important to let us know that this is only within Nigeria, those who apply within Nigeria. The rates in diaspora remain as before yesterday. So how do you read?
Well, as a Nigerian, for me, is on the high side.
All right.
Because I can't imagine getting my passport, something that I'm entitled to as a Nigerian. But that tells you the reality on ground right now, that the costs of things are going higher, even from the government side. Now, from 50,000 to 100,000, that is about 100% increase.
Yeah.
It also tells you that is the reality. Cost of buying rice, cost of buying beans is not as the same
as it used to be,
as it used to be prior to 2023. So as a Nigerian, it's high, but looking from government side, I think it's normal.
Right.
Yes, because the cost of production, we don't print our passport in Nigeria. The last time I heard something about that, we give it as contract, we give it to people abroad, they print it, despite the fact that we have Nigerian printing and minting that are supposed to do that. By doing that, the cost of production will reduce. But when we give it out to contractors outside this country, definitely they will price them in dollars or in pounds or in euros. And by the time you convert this rate to naira, definitely the price will be higher. So for me, will it be nice to say beg the government to subsidize the cost of acquiring passport. I don't want to believe that government is doing this to discourage people from traveling abroad.
All right.
I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that.
Is there such a possibility at all? Do you think it's possible?
The process, the rigor of getting your passport
can frustrate
you.
Yeah.
If you don't, the cost and the rigor.
Yeah, but they are saying they are making it rigor free and they are making it racket
until we see that.
Okay.
Until we see that in Nigeria. In Nigeria, I don't want to like say Nigeria we are too bad, but in Nigeria, until I see it happening, before I can actually believe that yes, this is their intention, this is what they want to do, and we can actually get it without stress. Because in Nigeria we have this mentality of getting our things through rigor.
Oh, really?
Yes, because let's take for an example from secondary school. You want to obtain form for WAEC. You get it through rigor. You want to check
the result.
Will I say laborious? You want to check your exam.
You want to write the exam.
You want to write the exam. You have to wake up 4 a.m. and start leaving your house.
So we tend to
be conditioned.
Wow.
As a Nigerian, we've been conditioned to believe that anything we want to accept, something that's supposed to be easy, something that I've seen an expatriate here in Nigeria. They sent his own passport from France. He sent it through courier to him here in Nigeria.
Easy.
He just went to the embassy, applied, did whatever. And I was at they just sent the thing through the courier. But can we do that in Nigeria?
Well, the minister and some people, some officials of government are saying that that's already happening, and that it will
Nigeria
it will get better. Yes, and that they are targeting a situation where max 1 week you get your passport.
Now, is it happening?
Worst case scenario.
Is it happening or is it about to happen?
Well, some people testify that it's happening, while of course the larger number of Nigerians are skeptical like you. So let's be hopeful.
Okay, when next I'm applying for my passport, I think I will not do it in Abuja.
Why?
Yes, to test it.
All right. So you can do it elsewhere.
Maybe I will
ask that it should be sent.
Yes, sent to me and see.
It might cost you more because you might have to pay for courier.
Yes, I don't mind. But just to prove a point that yes, this thing is working according to the policy, according to what they plan, that Nigerians should be able to access this without rigor.
All right.
So that when we come out to begin to say, oh, government is doing this, we'll be able to say, yes, government did this.
Yeah.
Or government is not doing this.
To say it and be sure. Yeah, all right. I think you have a good point there. And I think Nigerians should generally test some of these things. If government says this is it, if they say it's happening, go check whether it's happening indeed. Don't be led by rumors or by misinformation. Yeah, good point. So I don't know if you're there and you have something to say about the passport issue. You could just call in. The number is 080-299-38365, and so that we can also benefit from your wisdom. But as much as possible, like I say all the time, please, before you make the call, ensure that the volume of your set is low, and then you move away from the system, from the device, from the television set, and then also, as much as possible, put down in bullet points what you really want to talk about, so you don't have to ramble. There's no time. And like I encourage people, if you call, don't begin the introduction of I want to contribute. That's the reason you call. Just fire straight and say, well, on this matter of the passport or whatever is the matter, this is what I think should be done. When you begin to say I want to talk, yes, that's why you called. I think that line should never come up. Yeah, because you don't have all the time. So the passport matter, for some people, was like, even if you're going to increase, why would you increase a double? Why would you increase 100%?
Okay.
Why can't we have a middle cost? Yeah. But you are talking about cost of production.
Yes, production, because the dollar rate. If you check the contract paper, if the government will be able to let us see it, you will see that it's dominated in dollar or pounds or euro. Convert that to naira, definitely the price is high. So I think government should subsidize the cost of acquiring it.
All right. Okay.
It tells you that everything is up in Nigeria.
But government should be intentional about making it affordable
for Nigerians.
All right. Good one there. Now, so that's my guest saying, yes, he acknowledges that costs are skyrocketing, but at the same time, a middle ground would be for the government to take a position and say, okay, we do this for our citizens. I mean, it's not a bad idea, because at least there should be something that the citizens benefit, if you ask me. So, and you also have this story of claims and counterclaims by the federal government and ASU. ASU saying they had an agreement that needs to be signed. I mean, it's interesting that just a few days ago, I guess 2 days ago, I also had in this studio the chairman of the University of Abuja chapter of ASU, Dr. Silvanus Ugo, who came in here and did say that they had something that out of collective bargaining, that what was remaining was for government to just sign and implement. but our government had suddenly maybe developed cold feet and refused to do that, and it's been hanging. And so I don't know how you see that, but I guess that we have a problem with honoring agreements generally.
Yeah, on that, if the ASU chieftain or ASU top person could affirm that there was an agreement but it was not signed, that means it's not binding.
Once it's not signed.
Once it's not signed. Yes, we have understanding. It's as good as having memorandum of understanding.
Exactly. I think indeed, I think that's what he actually said. Yeah.
So,
memorandum of understanding. Or something like that.
And
MOU or
MOU is not binding. It's not tenable. I think recently I learned that even in court, MOU is not enforceable. I can decide to go away to relent on it. So I think what I should do is to commit the government into having an agreement,
a proper
agreement with the government, because this what the minister said yesterday is not peculiar to Tinubu's administration. I think during Jonathan administration we heard something like this said by the Minister of Education then. Either Jonathan or Buhari's administration. So I think government the ASU should go back to the and design or try to do something whereby the government will be able to commit themselves. And the government, they are crafty too on their own side. They are negotiator too. They will agree with them, but at the point of signing, one thing or the other will happen. They will wait towards the time of activities in politics.
Okay.
They say, okay, wait. When the government comes back, we'll be able to do that. We will sign the agreement.
So it becomes a political.
Yes, it's a Machiavellian way of negotiating with the ASU. That is how I see it. But most painful part of it is this: is that the government is not saying the beautiful side of education, how they can earn money.
Through education. Hold your thoughts. Don't lose train of your thoughts. Let me take this. Hello. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, Captain TV.
I know this voice anywhere in the world.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
This
Abu
is
Bakar.
calling you from Gwagwalada.
Yeah.
I greet your guest. According to the late Ribad he said that government is continuum. Whatever agreement passed previous government would have made with ASU, the current government should fulfill it. They should not be denying it. And who am I blaming now? I'm blaming even the university lecturers. Some of them, I think they all are compromises. Some of them are partaking in electoral processes that abuses electoral system. So on that, and kudos to our gallant military officers and men who are launching onslaught on the bandits in Niger State. We hope it will be widespread. It will reach everywhere.
All right.
And the issue, you didn't discuss. Okay, thank you.
No. Conclude if you want, please.
Concerning the other, I'll call back.
All right, call back. Okay. Thank you, Abu Bakar. Now, you were talking about
the business side of education. Yes, the business side of education. Do you know that if we have standard education in this country, people can actually come into this country from Europe, from US to study here in Nigeria,
and then we could earn
and we generate funds from it. Government is not saying that aspect of it. They are saying education as like they are doing us a favor. No, India tried it, educate their people, especially in IT. Look at it today. Indians are taking over in IT world, even in US. By the time they study in India, they go to US, they Google this tech, software, blogging. India is doing that, and Nigerians are also going to India to study.
Nigerians are actually all over the place.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Nigerians, okay, the British colonized India. The same thing with Nigeria. What stops India to come to Nigeria to study? What stops South Africans to come to Nigeria to study? What stops people from England, people from US to come to Nigeria to study? Let government see that aspect. The British government spent about 100 billion pounds on education alone. Then Nigeria, we are gloating about Tinubu's government releasing 50 billion naira.
Okay, let's
on education.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I want to contribute my quota.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, my name is Alhaji Bukar Mala from University of Maiduguri.
Wow. Good morning. Welcome from Maiduguri.
Thank you. I'm just coming to the TV and seeing, but I don't know what you people are talking about.
All right. Let me let you into it. One of the most popular topics this morning has to do with the Nigerian passport fee hike. The 100% hike by the federal government, and then right now we're just talking about the back and forth between ASU and the federal government. Incidentally, you are calling from one of those citadels of learning, so you probably will feel a sense of that's quite relatable to you. So maybe we'll just do any of those two.
Yeah, I will talk about both of them.
All right, great. Go ahead.
The 100% fee hike is too much because Nigerians cannot afford that. It's not fair. It's not fair. The government should do something to make it a bit lower than 100. 100,000 is so much. All Nigerians cannot do that. One. And about ASU is saying the right thing. If you come to the university, what you are being paid is not easy. Nobody, it never even take you home. You cannot just the transport problem, this and that, it's just too much. How much are they paying even a professor? Professor is being paid only 400 and something thousand. You have 3 or 4 children in the university. Thank God the present government is trying by giving them this nail fund. Yeah, we have appreciated this. But he has to agree and do all possible things so that our kids and common man children should not suffer. Yeah,
but right now, doctor, the real issue is the fact that while ASU says they had an existing agreement or like an MOU with the federal government, the federal government is saying there's no such thing.
There are.
Who's right?
There are since 2009 that MOU was written and was agreed by the government.
There are agreements, right?
There are agreements, and government is we assume government is a continued process. It's not that if you're not on the government, you are not the person doing that. So if somebody says, if a government signs something, so it goes to another government, because the government is a policy whereby policies are going to the welfare of the citizens. So these students say that the federal government was not there, this and that. We know the former government have done bad to the university system. We agree that this government is doing its best, but we need more. He has to see into it. Please let it not allow our kids to be at home.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's not allow our kids to be at home. I think that's the very solemn plea from most parents. The fear of another round of strikes by ASU is troubling. When you contemplate it, you don't want to contemplate it. When you think about it, you don't want to internalize it. You want to say, no, this is not going to happen. It's not a good dream at all.
To me, I think this idea of strike, ASU should use that less. Because
what can they do now?
Right now,
to ensure that they get what?
Okay, our caller says, I don't know if he's a lecturer or a member of the
admin.
But he said, yes, I understand there was, according to them, they said there was an agreement 2009. Yes, because I also
even 2021
20,
now.
no, they review
Yes, in
2013 or yes 2013 and 2017 then
2021.
under Buhari they also review and all. So if there is an agreement and a party is breaching that agreement, what do? Let's assume I want to sell a car to you and we agreed this car is 50,000 naira and we signed. You gave me the money, I didn't give you the car. What will you do?
Yeah, I think the problem right now is that we probably didn't sign. That's a lacuna.
Yes.
It looks as if the government.
So the negotiator from the government side, they saw the gullibility of the house to permit me to use that word. They saw it and they said, okay, don't worry, blah 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 blah. Then confused. You know, so they didn't sign. So if there is an agreement, let us go to court. I'm sorry to use that word, not as INEC own, but let them go to court.
No. Sometimes, don't you think that some of these issues arise because of how do you say it now? It's like when a baba and a little child are getting into an agreement, there's likelihood that equity, equality will not play out in such this thing, because the baba is loaded with wisdom and tricks and all kinds of experience. The child is gullible. The child is so maybe that's what's happening between ASU and government, or some of the unions and government. Hello, Mohammed from Maiduguri. That's Maiduguri is two callers up right now. Okay, go ahead quickly.
Okay, this issue of ASU, please help me tell them they are in Abuja. They should never go on any strike.
I don't know why you're not sounding as clearly, as loudly as you can normally.
Okay, let me sound. Whether you can hear me now. Can you hear me now?
It's better, yeah?
Okay, I'm saying that I'm pleading through you. Tell the ASU people to not go on any strike.
Through me to tell the ASU people not to go on any strike.
Yeah, most of the big men children in Abuja are attending public school, and that ASU have no authority over any public school. Most of the people those people that are striking because of them or for them, their children are not affected, and it is the massive children that always been affected. So for that reason, for ASU to go on strike, they are punishing the ordinary Nigerians, not those in government. So the last time I'm still saying it out. ASU president was in lockdown against India.
I think there's really a problem with this connection, Mohammed. There's a problem with that connection. You're not being heard clearly, but if I can make out some of the things you are trying to say, is that ASU is punishing children of the poor, going on strike. That can be entirely true, because you also have to factor in the ASU people themselves. Also, are they just like I say, when somebody reacts very badly and you say, oh, what this person has done, if he's not mad, he couldn't just so many times we leave the cause and deal with only effect. When you treat only effect or symptoms only, you will never get to the root of the problem. You will never solve such a problem, because as far as I'm concerned, you cannot truly. Okay, so what should the ASU do? That's where you
yes,
and that's where what he was also trying to do.
ASU should go back to the drawing board and look at ways to engage the government, not through strike, like the caller said, which I was about saying. When most of these people, the Minister of Education, for instance, let him point out where, if any of his child is in school right now in university, the school, the federal government school that his child is going to, or any of the government officials, is either in private school or abroad. You get me? So going to strike is like using 1983, 1970 something model in this Gen Z period. Gen Z people, they don't understand what some people went through during especially during Babangida's period.
Those
military era. So they don't understand the power of strike.
So why? So can't they now experience it now?
No, there is no point in experiencing it because it's a bad thing for some of us. We wasted years. We wasted time.
Great. That's what I'm saying. If we deal only with effect, if we deal only
Why
with
strike will not be effective? Why strike will not be effective is because we have private schools that you can easily. I've seen people that actually got admission to federal schools during the period of strike. They just
moved
away. Why wasting their time? You know that if you go to XYZ University in 4 years you are out. So why waiting for ASU to finish their strike negotiating with the government? So it's no more working. It's no more effective.
So let's see. Let's take a scenario that someone from ASU is listening and they really want to consider what you have said and what Mohammed was hinting at during his intervention. Now, so tell them now what option do they have?
ASU said they have contract with the federal government. The federal government said yes, it's contract. The agreement. They have contract with the federal government. What do they want? They want more funding. School, fund this, fund that, research. And government is saying no, we don't.
And better remuneration.
Yeah, that one is also part of it. Yeah, but that one is. I don't actually like arguing about that. They offer you a job, you don't like the salary, move away. I'm not a party in supporting ASU. Like give me better pay. They offer you a job, you don't like the money, you don't like what is being offered, move away, go to a better job. If it's IT, go and study computer engineering or whatever, do software, go and you make more money. Do blogging, you make more money. If you know that what they are paying you there, by the time people leave, look at what happened in the health sector. When people were leaving out, what did they do? They tried to bring out policy that will make nurses not to travel out of Nigeria. So by the time people begin to leave the educational system, government will sit down on their own and say, okay, let us give them a better pay.
Don't you think that we have a crisis situation already with the number of JAPA, the people who have gone through JAPA abroad from the academia, from
JAPA is not a problem.
Field, from several sectors.
The JAPA is not a problem because the person that traveled will also come back, and by the time they come back, they will come back with their knowledge, they will come back with their experience, they will come back with their expertise.
All right, that space within which they go away, what happens? And more keep going, what happens?
As the people that are on ground, then let the government retain them, pay them well. By the time they start paying, by the time government now say, okay, I will pay a teacher, primary school teacher, 1 million naira per month, you will see the number of people that will go into.
So the argument goes right back to the government.
I understand that. So by the time people leave in drove the system, government will think.
They wake up.
They wake up. So I don't like arguing, but when you talk about research, it's not only government that can fund the educational system. Private sectors can also come in, sponsor research. You know, I would like to do this in your school. I would like to do this in your school. But we are not seeing much of that. NGOs can come. They can also get their funding from grants. How many of the schools are doing that? Okay, I'll give you an example. For you to establish university in Nigeria, you must have minimum of 100 hectares of land as part of your requirement. Now, what are they doing with 100 hectares of land? All the universities, either private or public. What are you doing with 100 hectares?
Do you have that on good authority?
Yes. Okay. It's part of their requirement, LUC.
All right.
100 hectares. I learned University of Abuja is having about 11,000 hectares of land. University of Abuja here, 11 hectares. What are they doing? Plant something there and make money.
Yeah, that on the essence. That's why a lot of them. That's why they have farms. And then universities are living organisms. They keep expanding.
So how many of them have been able to come up one day? Say, okay, from our farming system, from our farm, we made this. How many of the universities are having dairy farm?
Yeah.
If a private company can make money, and I grew up meeting this company in Ibadan, and they are still in existence to date, from dairy farm, making yogurt and this, that. Our university system can also do that. What does it require? Maybe 4 hectares. You do that. You import your cow, and you do dairy farm, and you'll be making your money, convert it to yogurt, do this, and you'll be making your money. You don't need to stress.
All right. Okay. So, okay, you're saying universities should find creative ways of funding their operations.
Exactly.
All right. Very good point there. I do hope that at the end of all this back and forth, I do hope that government will please save Nigerians, Nigerian parents, Nigerian students from another grueling experience of an unnecessary strike. Because what Nigerians experienced under the Buhari regime, losing 8 months at a stretch, is still something that has thrown even the entire system into some discomfiture. I mean, you still find a situation where some of the academic calendars are sort of distorted till now. You have backlogs of people who are supposed to go for NYSC. You have backlogs of people who are supposed to go for a call to the bar, and so on and so forth. And then you suddenly find that they have to crash some programs, quickly rush through a program that should have taken maybe 6 months, 8 months. They quickly run it through 3 months. That will definitely affect quality
education.
So I think that the appeal will be that please save us another round of strikes. We have about 10 minutes to go, and which would you want to talk about? The disco, the tariff war?
I will talk about disco because that one is affecting me and is affecting everybody in this country.
Right.
Yes. The federal government through regulatory electric whatever agency is calling the commissioners of energy in states to come to converge. Let's talk. And I think let the government be sincere about this. The commissioner, they are citing Enugu as an example, reducing the cost of citizens should pay per kilowatt, especially in band A, I think from 201 per kilowatt to 160. So the discos, they are angry that this should not happen because the state does not have the power to do that. But to me, I think states should also have power to do that. Because in my own community where I come from, you can imagine a place, a rural area that they are bringing 45 million naira for the whole community. We don't have meters there. They will bring bill to your community, then each house will be paying.
They just share it.
They share it among them. And we are bringing 45 million. From where? Where is the industry? There. That they will pay that. So I think it's not like Abuja here that we are organized, we have meters, we have this. No, in the rural area they are suffering when it comes to energy distribution, and these people knows that. I don't want to mention the distribution company, but they know that they are not distributing energy to our people.
And yet they are billing them.
They are billing them, and
it's not the kind of billing that's transparent.
That is transparent, and the funny thing is that it's not only about my state. It's also in other states that they also have the other distribution license to do. So it's not that it's peculiar. So there is a problem. So if a state now comes out to say, okay, the 2023 Act gave them the power to generate, to transmit, and to distribute. What is distribution? Are you not supposed to fix the price?
Yeah, but if you fix the price, is that not the...
Yeah, so if I'm distributing, I should be able, but
you are saying if the government generates,
you transmit, then I distribute. If I'm distributing, I should be able to tell you how much I'm distributing.
No, but you are not distributing. It's the articles that are distributing.
No, in the new Act 2023,
the states offer power to distribute.
To generate, transmit, and distribute.
But I guess the problem right now is that in this particular case, they are not the ones distributing. They are still
yes, they are still.
So before they can fix price, they would have to take up that role of distributing. I think that's what it is.
Yes.
Again, I think that if indeed the state just single-handedly fixed the price, it might not really be okay if it was another party that took on the role of distributing. So it's important that they probably come to a table and sort this out. Else, what it means is that there will always be conflict.
That means
there will always be conflict.
Are you not saying that the state should build their own infrastructure to distribute?
Maybe, or engraft the distribution companies into their own system.
If we should follow what the current distribution network in Nigeria, this, North, Abuja, whatever, that means we are going to have problem, because these are done by cabals. So the state, yes, they will have cabals. I'm not mentioning anybody's name, but we have cabal in distribution network in this country. Now in the energy sector, they know people generating, they know the people distributing it. So the state should also have that power. They know where is, in some communities around, you traveled 2 hours, you won't see one single house like this. Yes, you take NEPA to sorry for that word, NEPA, you take energy or whatever power to that place, and you are billing them maybe 10,000 naira, 5,000 naira for a community that is difficult to generate 1,000 naira. The only system there is farming before they sell their product, and you expect them to be doing that. No, so the state might feel it. It's energy. Everybody requires energy.
Well, why don't the state subsidize, like you recommended?
Yes, fine, but the corruption, the corrupt aspect of it will not come in. Niger State should not pay the same rate Abuja is paying in terms of energy.
Okay.
The Delta State, River State should not pay the same rate Bauchi is paying.
All right. Why so?
Yes, because the South, they have the gas. They can power their energy from there. Now, if they can power, they should be able to distribute, and it's cheaper for them because they are not transporting it. But in Bauchi, except they have gas, whatever, in Bauchi, you have to transport. The cost of transportation to Bauchi will be imputed in the cost of energy. That is part of generation. So what is it? So it will be different. But in Niger State, there is, through hydro, the Niger State they should not pay higher. So I think that is where I am supporting the state determining the cost of energy.
Yeah, but I think that there's a problem if it's done single-handedly. If we operate in a certain system, everybody's costs must be captured first before you fix a price.
That is where the National Assembly,
that's where the NERC, the body that is calling for the meeting now, I guess that's why they are coming in, the Nigerian Electricity.
When they were making such law, sir, why didn't they look at that aspect?
Sure. See, I think that without holding brief for anybody, I think that laws are not all the time perfect. That's why you keep hearing that constitutions are being amended and laws are being amended and all that. So I think that many times laws have to be tested, have to be tried, and then when you see the flaws, when you see the weaknesses, then you get back to the drawing table and do something about it, which is not late if that's what
will happen at the end of their meeting is this: they will come to a compromise. They allow the discourse to determine the price.
Why are you jumping to that?
We use Nigerian because
why are you jumping to that conclusion?
It's Nigerian system. It's Nigerian system. That's what they call Nigerian factor. At the end of the day, let's come to a compromise, like you said, when you are discussing with one Baba that is wiser than you, and you will be saying yes sir, and so that is what is going to happen, and the people, the masses, will suffer for the yes sir, the gullibility of those people negotiating on our behalf.
Right. So it's a real challenge, to be very honest. It's a real challenge, and I think that we probably will just bring it to a close this morning. We've been talking about some of the newspaper headlines, and very prominent among these headlines is the new passport rates, and my guest has said is try to be as balanced as possible, saying, well, the cost of production has gone high, and so that might be the reason for the hike. But he has also differed a little, saying, yeah, maybe they shouldn't have done 100%, and also that government should at least take up the responsibility of subsidizing. Well, I don't know whether government is willing to do any such subsidy. If government could remove subsidy in the most important area of our national life, I think that the era of subsidies might have become extinct in Nigeria. But that's one of them. And then also we talked about the ASU federal government face-off, and it's not looking too good. The optics are bad if we keep having situations where agreements are not honored, or you raise people's hope and then you crush it. I think that that's not the very best thing to do. That's why, as of today, there's a huge deficit. There's a huge trust deficit between the governed and the government in this country. I do hope that a government can do something to shore up its image and make Nigerians have a sense of belonging much more than we have experienced in recent times. And then the disco palaver. Well, disco and the government across the federation, you people should please settle you people's problems and reduce price. My own Bisemo could reduce price. The kind of thing they consume, it doesn't make sense. I mean, where I stay, we don't have power for long periods of time. Maybe you in a day at most, at best, on a day when those people are very happy with us, we probably would get maybe 10 hours if you put it together.
10 hours.
And it's not 10 straight hours.
10 straight hours.
It just 2 hours there, 4 hours there.
The time you need them most,
you won't get it.
You won't get it between 7 p.m. to 11 p.m.
So you can imagine. So then at the end, you are spending 10,000, 8,000, 10,000 on power in a month. It's something else.
And what government?
So what would we spend if power was 24 hours? So you're talking like 25,000, 30,000 or something?
No, that's what we even spend.
Now we're not in band A.
My neighbor, they are giving them 50,000.
We're not in band A.
Estimated. And look at Nasarawa State now. I bet you drive from here to Kefi, if you will see forest or any tree, many people have cut it off to use it for charcoal because there is no power to cook, either through gas or water, no kerosene, nothing. This is a problem in terms of energy sector. It's a huge. From here to Kefi, I challenge anybody to go. From here to Lokoja, you will see bag of charcoals because people are cutting down the trees. And that's not good for the environment. We should be thinking of conservation. Now, we'll bring it to a close right now. I must say thank you to my guest, Chukwunalu Eke. Thank you so very much for coming. Thank you so much.
And thank you, dear viewers, and thank you for your patience when we didn't quite take off at the appropriate time. That's not in our character, and you can be sure that we look forward to a more seamless and smooth broadcast in the days ahead. Thank you so very much. There are beautiful programs lined up for you in the course of the day. I'd like to remind you that the polity will be coming up at 2 to 3:30, and then Matters Arising also. There are several other beautiful programs that we're on. Tell your neighbors about it. This is the station to stay tuned to. Tell them it's happening at Kaftan Television, and in this place we imagine a beautiful world. My name is Dayo Omogu. I must say a big thank you to my production team. Thank you so very much for your cooperation. Thank you for the excellent work you do all the time. Thank you very, very much. And for the multitude of viewers, remember, this is where to be. Thank you. Bye-bye.